Welcome once again to Leading from the Future. I'm your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony D. Shannon, a prophet you can trust. Why Leading from the Future? Well, listen, it is a TV broadcast that we always tell you we're going to always lead from the future, never from behind. All right. It is a unique space where we believe inspiration seamlessly blends with revelation to empower you on your journey. Here, we don't just keep you informed. We help transform your perspective, dive into riveting stories of individuals who've triumphed over adversity, learn from those who've persevered against all odds, and absorb invaluable lessons on using their voice to ignite change. You know, our show isn't just about stories, though, it's a call to action. We believe everyone has a purpose, a unique calling that makes them indispensable to the world. So come as we explore these pathways. We want you to uncover hidden potentials that live on the inside of you and inspire you to embrace your destiny. Leading from the future, it's more than a show, it's a movement towards a purpose driven life. You know what I always like to tell you? Every person born is born for a purpose. You must find your purpose so you can live your life and then live a legacy. All right. Yes, indeed. Well, hey, once again, we have a wonderful, dynamic guest for you today. I never disappoint you, always come with some of the greatest stories of folks, and you know, you just get inspired. Well, I've done no less again. All right. So please help me welcome Miss Dominique Briggs. She's Miss Corporate America of Illinois. Dominique is a certified Real Colors Facilitator, emotional intelligence expert, and the founder of Urban Community Alliance, LLC. For more than a decade, she has served at the intersection of education, nonprofit leadership, and community development, equipping over 1,000 educators and young people with practical tools to strengthen emotional resilience and elevate interpersonal effectiveness. Listen, as a keynote speaker, published author, and former corporate professional, Dominique brings both strategic insight and lived experience to every audience she serves. Her smile is infectious, huh? Let me tell you something. Her work centers on emotional intelligence, leadership, culturally grounded resources, and sustainable community transformation. She is a proud HBCU graduate and a devoted mother of two, modeling the balance of professional excellence and purposeful impact. Dominique does not just speak about leadership, she builds it, she walks it out. She develops leaders who communicate with clarity, lead with emotional discipline, and create environments where people thrive, not just survive. Won't you do me a favor and welcome to this stage today, leading from the future, Miss Dominique Briggs. What up, Doe?
What up, though? Look, I might have to hire you to go with me everywhere. I love that introduction. Thank you so much.
You got it. You got it. You got it. You know, we're so proud of what you're doing. Amen. And how you have been moving and matriculating through as Miss Corporate America of Illinois. And we're thanking you for being on our show today. Always a pleasure to be in your presence. We are just coming back from, of course, the Super Bowl Media Week. And I saw you had a fantastic time
Yes.
interviewing folks and whatnot and getting interviewed. What we like to do when we open up for all of our guests, we like you to tell people, first of all, where you were born and raised, who's your mother, who's your father, and tell people who are you and what high school did you go to?
Okay, love that. So I am Dominique from Detroit, born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, in the city proper, not in the suburbs. Okay, so my area code has been, area code has been 313 my entire time that I lived in Detroit. My mother and father are both deceased, but my mother's name was Ursula LaShawn White. My grandmother is Vivian White, who helped to raise me. Shout out to my grandma. Hey, little Vivian. My dad's name was Bobby Joe Wilkins, and my other grandmother also helped me to raise, or helped to raise me as well. So I named my oldest daughter after her. Her name is Catherine. And then The third thing that you asked me was where I live now. Is that right? Like,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
what high school did you go to?
Oh, what high school did I go to? So there are really only two types of people in the world. If you are from Detroit or live in Detroit, you know exactly what I'm about to say. So the two types of people are those who graduated from Cass Tech and those who wish that they did. So I am fortunate enough to have graduated from the illustrious Cass Technical High School located in Detroit, Michigan. So yes.
Wow. Yeah, she is definitely a Detroit native, everybody. You know, we have to do that Detroit check, okay, to
Come
make
on.
sure that she is from the D. And she has definitely passed those with flying colors, even though she's certified for the colors facilitator. Okay. Well, listen, that is so powerful. What was it like for you growing up with your grandmother? Is it your grandmothers who have shaped you to become who you are today?
I would say that yes, initially, yes, but I have been blessed to have been reared and supported by a variety of people. So I
Okay.
grew up primarily with my dad and my paternal grandmother, Catherine. My high school years I spent with my maternal grandmother, Lil Vivian.
I love
And
Vivian.
throughout that time frame, yeah, I love Lil Vivian. But throughout that time frame in my entire life, really, because my mother was not very present, what I've learned in adulthood is that I sought out stewardship from women who I could admire and wanted to model my life like. So women like my best friend in the whole wide world's mom, her name is Rosalind Marcy. She served as a mother figure for me. My friends' moms from college who have served as mother figures for me. So I would really say that I am a product of the community, but definitely of the rearing of my grandmothers as well.
Wow. So, how important then is mentorship, being coached, or having someone, amen, to guide you along the journey?
Well, you've probably heard me say this many times before, but I firmly believe in the old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. One of my signature statements at UCA, which is Urban Community Alliance, is that relationships drive results. And there are
Mm,
many different ways to get to an intended outcome. But for me, relationships has been the key driving factor that has allowed me to be successful in the realm that I am in today. So mentorship is important because it offers a space for you to, number one, build the relationship that will drive result, but it also gives me spaces to be vulnerable and share the things that I am challenged with people who have experienced similar things and can kind of navigate me on the things that I should do and that I shouldn't do as well. So mentorship has been integral to me being who I am today.
Unpack that statement about relationships drive. Unpack that for
Mhm.
the audience here.
So when we talk about relationships driving results, I think about the one of the first things that comes to mind for me is a quote from, I think her name is Rita Pearson. She had a TED talk that talked about the
Mm,
importance of developmental relationships. And
mhm,
one of the things in there that she said was, kids don't learn from people they don't like. That
mm,
is an example of relationships driving results. You have to get to know a person, you build trust, you help them to resolve conflict, you all
mhm.
communicate well. And when you are able to do that, you can put your two heads that are better than one together to achieve a result that is higher than what you may have been able to achieve on your own. I think about the fact that in relationships, people are bringing multiple perspectives and it gives you multiple options or outlooks or vantage points to be able to get to that goal that you're looking to achieve. So you know how they always say it's not about what you know, but who you know most of the
Absolutely.
time. And I feel
Yes,
like that
indeed.
is an underlying phrase of relationships driving results. You get together and connect with people that will help take you further in life, and you can get there and be in a sustainable place to keep that success going.
Now, because you grew up with your grandmothers, now did they give you that old, they call it that old mother wit, that old mother wisdom and carrying on that they poured into you? Or did they see that you had leadership capacity and potential inside that they began to cultivate? Or how did that come about?
I would say at a very early age, I was told and it was brought to my attention that I was special. So my grandmother, Catherine, she would always tell me, baby, God got something special in store for you. She was from Memphis, Tennessee. She didn't really have an accent, but she was a 5'7", fair-skinned woman with fine hair and like would dress well and all those things. But she was very old when I was born. She was about 70 years old. So she would always say things like, baby, God has something special in store for you. And before I went to bed every night, my father would make me say what our motto was, which is, I can do anything if I try. So I had to say that every single night before I went to bed. And I guess I believed it because now I've done so many things just because I've simply tried. And I know that God has something special in store for me.
Wow. So now that you have believed that you can do anything if you just try, that your mother told you, how did you know that you wanted to now walk in leadership?
That's a good question, Dr. Pastor Anthony. I don't think that it was something that I came into like knowing about myself. You heard that saying, it's not on you, it's in you.
Yes,
I
yes.
feel like that has always been me. I have never been afraid to use my voice. I remember as a young teenager, like 13 years old, one of my friends' dad, he kind of cussed me out a little bit because I thought that I knew everything. And he told me to, for lack of better terms, keep my mouth closed. But he ain't say it that nice because I don't know everything. But I have always had strong opinions. I was drum major in high school. I was in high school. I was the first female drum major for the Detroit All City Band. And then in college, I was the first female head drum major under the direction of my band director at Hampton University.
Oh, you got to be good.
Leadership has just always been an innate response to me being in community. Like I can't help it. Even when I try to sit back and not be in the forefront, people are still drawn to me. So I guess that's why my grandma said God has something special in store for me, because she saw that from the time that I was a little girl.
Wow. Now you are a certified colors facilitator, right? You also do an emotional intelligence expert. How did you get involved in both of those? What brought those on?
One of the things I always say in my keynote speeches is that God opened the doors and I cha-cha right on through them things. But that's literally what happened. About what year is this? 2026.
Yes,
so
it is.
About 12 years ago, I was pregnant with my youngest daughter. She's about to be 11 now. So going back to that time frame, and I was diagnosed with a condition called hyperemesis gravidarum. That is extreme morning sickness. And you can see I'm pretty thin, right? I'm about 145 pounds soaking wet. Imagine me being this size and pregnant and losing 15 pounds while I'm pregnant because I can't eat anything. I'm vomiting all the time. I had to go out of work on short-term disability, which turned into long-term disability because I could not work. So during that time frame, I was out on a long-term disability, and I got an email from my former school principal that said that he thought I would be a good fit for the music teacher position that I never even applied for. And so I talked to my then husband. I'm like, baby, do you think this is spam? Like, what is this? And he said, they're just asking for a phone interview. So the worst thing they could say, or that you could say, is no, right? So I did the phone interview, didn't even know what a curriculum was, but my doors or the trajectory to becoming an educator was open right during that time frame. And I always feel like, I feel like education is my calling, because from my very first day in the classroom, I've been able to flourish and build the career that I've built over the last decade. So I was introduced to it by becoming a teacher on the south side of Chicago. And that helped me to not only connect with the children, but also connect deeper to myself. It increased my self-awareness because, again, kids don't learn from people they don't like. You can't go in front of the kids pretending to be this version. You got to show up authentically. And that challenged me in a variety of ways.
Wow. And this emotional intelligence, we hear a lot about it now, which we didn't hear about it back then in the last 20 years. So why is emotional intelligence, first of all, coming to the forefront? And how do you prepare leaders for the challenges that have not yet arrived?
It's rising to the forefront, in my opinion, because emotional intelligence is the key to any type of sustainable success. So,
Mm,
research shows that 90% of job responsibility is tied to your ability or your level of emotional intelligence, but
mhm.
less than 50% of people will be rated as emotionally resilient. So, it's
Ooh,
important for us to be able to provide not only the tangible or logistical skills of being able to do the job, but also supporting people in their mental development so that they can sustain the success that they were looking to achieve. So that's the work
mhm.
that I do. I used to work with children, but I work with the adults now because we are the ones that are creating pathways, structures for other people to follow our lead. And you can't do that without self awareness, self management, and relationship skills.
Wow. Well, listen, everybody, we're going to give you an opportunity right now to watch Dominique in action. She spoke on different stages. Of course, she's Miss Corporate America for Illinois. And listen, we want you to check her out in action. We're going to take a break and we're going to be right back so that you can check her out. And right after you check her out, I want to encourage you to pick up my book, Live Generously. We're all about leaders living generously. We want them to lead, to love, and to give. And we want to encourage you to get this book. If you have not gotten this book, it is going to help you, bless you. It's going to encourage you, and it's going to show you and teach you about tithing. It's going to teach you about giving. It's going to teach you about receiving. It's going to teach you about managing and stewardshiping. And it's going to teach you how, even though you're living generously, how to have a strong no. Amen. So that you don't give it all away. All right. So get the book, Live Generously. But right now, let's check out Miss Dominique in action. Introducing to you Leaders Live Generously Academy, a coaching program designed just for you, with yours truly, Dr. Anthony D. Shannon. That's right. Listen, I want you to understand that Leaders Live Generously Academy is where ambition meets purpose and success is defined. Imagine a place where you don't have to choose between making a meaningful impact and achieving financial prosperity, where your pursuit of success harmonizes perfectly with your values of family and faith. At our academy, we understand that true leadership is about living generously, leading with integrity, and creating a legacy that transcends financial achievements. Under the guidance and the coaching of Dr. Anthony D. Shannon, I am a renowned expert in leadership with over 30 years of experience. Listen, not only do we teach you leadership, we teach you personal development. You'll discover your unique purpose. Learn to maintain balance in all aspects of your life. And I want you to unlock strategies for wealth creation. Why don't you join me and let me help you transform your vision of success, lead with generosity, and live a life filled with purpose. I want you to start your journey today at Leaders Live Generously Academy. It's the coaching program designed for you. It's where we teach you to lead, to love, to give. It's transformative leadership, because the best leaders are those who live generously. Come join the academy, and your coaching program starts right now.
So, the name of my company is Urban Community Alliance. My mission is to build and strengthen the resilience of urban communities by increasing their emotional intelligence. So, I created these journals to provide a space for people to heal from the things that they hide from others, right? So, when we talk about the container, it was birthed in one of my therapy sessions, because as an emotional intelligence expert, I'm not that just because I've done schooling and got certification. It's because I have big feelings and I have to manage them all. Real big feelings, right? And so as I was speaking to my therapist about it, she told me, she said, Dominique, you need a container. And a container is a safe place for you to be able to go that has one way in and one way out, that is big enough and strong enough to hold all of the big feelings that you cannot share with other people because you feel like they'll throw them back in your face. So some people's container is a room that has one door. They can go in and scream and do whatever, or they make up this place in their mind that's a place that they can go to. My container has always been my journal.
And so I wanted to create a space for other people to have that feel safe enough to, or strong enough to hold those feelings that other people can't contain. That's why my journal is hardcover and it looks like stone. Let me hold it for the people. Yes. So you can see that it looks like stone here. And it's filled with affirmations that come from my own journaling experiences during tough times in my life, where I was able to find words or phrases that helped me to break through and remain in a space of gratitude and being grounded and connected to my source. So I have affirmations in there. There are writing prompts, because many people are like, Dominique, I don't know what to write in a journal. I'll sit, but I don't know what should go there. So I have lots of reflective questions in there too. Some scriptures to help all of us remain connected to the source, and then lots of free write space, because I'm not a fan of those journals that are very structured and they don't leave you much room to be able to articulate what's really happening on the inside of you. So this was my first baby. And then when I had my book launch in the city of Detroit with my family, I did do that. And on April 20th, 2024 was when I had my book launch here in Detroit. I launched my second book, which is an ode to my late mother. She and I had a very strained relationship when she was alive. So I am working very hard to break the generational curse of strained mother-daughter relationships in my family, but particularly in Black families in general, because it's something that a lot of us struggle with. And so my youngest daughter and I put together this journal that also includes affirmations and writing prompts, but it is a shared journal to be passed back and forth between mothers and daughters to help increase connection. That's it.
Yeah, that connective tissue.
Yes.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right. Well, listen, welcome back to Leading from the Future. I hope you enjoyed Miss Dominique. You see the energy she has here, she has there, okay? Because what you see is what you get. That was a song years ago. What you see is what you get, and that's exactly what you got here. She coming with all of that energy, all of that excitement. Why? Just to encourage you and impact your life. Before the break, we were talking about leadership and emotional intelligence. Now I got something else for you, and that is, how can leaders build emotional resilience in uncertain environments?
Mm-hmm. That's a great question. When I think about uncertain environments, I'm reminded of something that one of my mentors told me years ago. And she told me that true leaders lean into discomfort, right? They don't run away from it, because if you're looking to grow and have other people grow, most times the situation is going to be uncomfortable until you find your way. So in times of uncertainty, it is typically an opportunity for you to show up and show out. But what's most important is that you are able to create an environment of psychological safety. So that's why I created what I call the 3 P's of emotionally intelligent leadership. In my coaching work that I do with people, I teach them the 3 P's, which are: number 1, to pause when you are looking or when you are involved in a situation that feels uncertain, because then that gives you the opportunity to respond and not just react. So the first P is to pause. The second P is to process, so that you can figure out if what is happening around you, if it is an actual threat or a perceived one. Is the company, is my team, am I actually in danger? Or is there something that has been triggered within us that we need to tend to and heal before we move on to the next step? So that is the processing piece. And when we pivot, we then are making the decision that aligns with who we want to be or the goal that we're looking to achieve, not our current reality. And that helps you to be able to create environments that transform communities from the inside out. So if you don't take anything from me, from the rest of this call, I want you all to remember the 3 P's are to pause, process, and pivot, and that will help you to show up authentically in times of uncertainty.
Wow. Pause, process, and pivot. Very important 3 P's. You heard it from Dominique herself. Listen, how important then is healing? You talked about healing. Well, why is that so important?
I'm gonna push that question back on you, and then I'm gonna see, like what I can fill in the gaps. When you think about your life and where you have come, how far you have come, doctor, pastor, right? Those are 2 strong titles. What part has healing played in your journey from the male perspective? I'd love to hear that.
Well, healing is where we get the word resilience, because once you get healed, now you can get whole. Once you get whole, you don't get bitter. You get better. You overcome, right? But when people are bitter, that means they have not got healed. They're still stuck when they need to be free, where somebody else is living their life. They're still stuck. But if they could get whole, healed, that's what they can now move forward and start talking about it, sharing about it, and raising up other people like you're doing. You're helping people by telling a story and showing people how you've overcome. That's called resilience.
Yeah. I love that. I love what you said about you can't be whole unless you heal, right? And we see this oftentimes with leaders who have not healed, and then they're now out here bleeding all over everybody. And people are, for lack of better terms, acting like vampires, drinking the blood, because now they have this amen corner of people who are all hurting in the same places, right? I look at healing. Let's use the example of an injury or a cut, right? When you first get cut, you're bleeding. So you need to make sure that you tend to that wound to stop the bleeding, whether you put a Band-Aid on it, you pour some peroxide, whatever it is that you do to help heal that, put some medicine on it to heal, but it doesn't heal right away. It then may turn to a scab that if you pick with it, it's going to start bleeding again because it's not ready yet. But then once it has turned to the scar, it might be tender at first, but over time, it is no longer tender. It is just a reminder of what it is that you have gone through so that you can pivot and make different decisions in the future. So we take that into emotionally intelligent leadership as well. Once you identify what your triggers are that has you bleeding all over people, you do the work to help it turn into a scab and then into a scar, and then just a reminder of something that you've gone through in the past so that it's not triggering you in the future.
Wow. That's 24 karat gold bars indeed. She just dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Now, you are a certified facilitator for Colors. Colors deals with the personality. So how does understanding personality through Real Colors strengthen future leadership strategy?
Yeah. The first thing that it does is that it helps you to engage better with yourself but
Mm.
also with other people, because I have them take a personality assessment initially that gives them language to articulate the characteristics that they may have not been able to articulate before.
Oh,
And we
wow.
do so with 4 colors because it makes it fun and easy to remember. I can easily remember that I'm a blue gold instead of thinking about the Myers-Briggs,
Oh,
the description of like
yes.
INFP or whatever. I have to go to my LinkedIn to remember because I have it on there.
Yes,
But with the
indeed.
colors, it's fun to engage in because I'm a high energy facilitator and we play games and do all of these things to help people commit the information to memory. But it's easy to remember because everybody knows what their primary colors are. So that's the first thing. It helps you to engage better with yourself and other people. But I also like to use the tagline that I help people to speak in the language of the listener and listen in the language of the speaker. Because most
Wow.
times conflict comes because we don't understand one another. You might be saying a couch. I use the term sofa or whatever it is, and I'm not familiar with how you are using whatever term it is that you're using, and it causes tension or friction. So
I
now,
got you.
if we're speaking the same language, if I can hear your heart because I know what characteristics describe you, even if you're not using words that I would typically use, it allows me to have empathy for you so that I can understand where you're coming from. And then again, we can build a relationship that leads to results.
Wow, that reminds me of John Maxwell says everyone's communicating, but not everybody's landing. So you can say some stuff, but you don't know how it's landing. You don't know if a person really understood or not. So that's very, very powerful. As you deal with this personality through the real colors, what blind spots are preventing organizations, do you think, from preparing for the future because of these personality conflicts?
I think that that's a great question. When I think about blind spots in this regard, I think about the fact that people think that emotional intelligence is just a soft skill, and they don't create the space for their employees to reflect on not only their outcomes but their behaviors that led to the intended outcome. And so we may see them succeeding logistically, hidden numbers, but they have a revolving door because
Yes.
people are leaving the leaders who are supposed to
Mhm.
be leading them. They're not managing or leading them. They are micromanaging them in order to get things done. So if we incorporate the combination of the tactical or logistical skills with emotional well-being as well, then we will be able to achieve sustainable success through collaboration. And I think that that's something that many leaders might not necessarily think about.
Yes, no doubt about it. Now, you're the founder of Urban Community Alliance. Tell us about that and what made you start that.
Yes, UCA is my baby. One of the things that we say as an attention grabber is I'll say UCA and everybody will say strong, because again, if we want to go fast, we go alone, but if we want to go far, we go together. So I created my company initially to help support high school age students across the country right after COVID had hit.
Okay.
Well, I started it in 2021. We launched February 1st during Black History Month. And I worked with about
Congrats.
25 families across the country to help improve what I call the LEAF targets then. So LEAF targets were leadership, emotional intelligence, activism in the community, and financial literacy. So I had mentors and
Why did
volunteers.
you put activism in there? I like that. Well, what made you put activism?
Yeah, because of the community involvement. I feel like if you are increasing your leadership skills and your emotional intelligence, it's not just to be put to use for your own personal gain. It is to give back to your community. And I helped my kids to do that.
Wow. Now, a lot of these kids come from all around inner cities, outside. And how do you help them then, or should I say, how do you help educate young people's development for the mindset for future?
I did it with a team of people. So not only was I working with them, but most of the times I did not have hands-on touch points with the kids unless we were doing our activism piece, the community involvement. But I worked with my leaders to help develop their emotional resilience, their understanding of what the 5 components of they're called castle competencies when we think about the education base, but it's emotional intelligence. So I educated my adults and then had my adults built close developmental relationships with the kids so that they would be able to understand what those competencies meant and how to implement them in their everyday lives.
Wow. So you kind of dealt with people to be self-aware. So if that's the case, then how does self-awareness then influence long-term leadership effectiveness?
It's the first step. It's the first step. You can't lead other people if you can't lead yourself.
Mhm.
So I have to be strong in my self leadership, and that means understanding what my strengths are. You would not believe how many times when I'm in a coaching session and I ask somebody to tell me some things that you're good at, they have a difficult time naming their strengths. But as soon as we go to the opportunity
Weakness.
areas, they're like, I need to get better at this, blah, 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 blah. So it's important to not only know the things that you want to grow in, but also to know the things that you are good at, to understand why your mind works the way that that it works, because your perception is your reality, but that doesn't mean that it's mine. So we got to understand ourselves in that regard. And then that transition from awareness to management, right? I am now acting on the things that I know about myself so that my triggers are not minefields that other people are looking to avoid, but that I am managing myself because it is something that's impacting me, not them. So I always say, emotionally intelligent leadership, or leadership in general, starts with self-awareness so that you can then lead the people in building their own.
Wow, you heard it from Dominique herself. Listen, it is now time for another break. We're about to take another break. Hope you're are enjoying this wonderful conversation that we're having with Dominique Briggs. Listen, when we come back, we're going to talk to her about her journey through Miss Corporate America. I know you're enjoying that, and you host, she said that's her baby. All right. Yes, indeed. So listen, she's birthing some things and cultivating some things, but I want to encourage you, as we always do, amen, to get the latest book, Sacred Success. Yes, that's our latest book. Very proud of it. Got great reviews. It is a bestseller, no doubt about it, on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, bestseller mark. Yes, indeed. We want you to unlock God-given prosperity, right? That prosperity has nothing to do with money. Amen. But if you find your purpose and start living out your purpose with impact, money show up. It's just amazing how that go on. All right. And so we want to help you to get a transformative mindset that there is sacred success. We found some principles with Judaism, and it's called Tzedakah. It's hidden right in Malachi, and we put it in this book, amen, to help you. Yeah, that's right. It's a prophetic insight. It's a revelation, an unveiling, an apocalypse, and it is pragmatic to show you how to walk in that purpose. Grab your copy today. Why don't you scan the QR code, all right, and go ahead and start the process. Go to Amazon. You can even go to our website and get it, all right? And we love to see you. Matter of fact, why don't you get a copy and bless your family, all right? Tell them no more McDonald's this week, no Burger King. I'm blessing you with some knowledge this week, all right? And then I want to encourage you to get my other book. Hey, man, we just dropped that in December. The Process of Change is Now. This book is I'm so excited about this work because it's dealing with the fourth industrial revolution. That's what we're in right now. AI, technology, robotics, all of those things that's taking place. I'm telling people right now, AI is not going to take your job. However, a person who learns AI will. So you might as well start learning about this technology now. I want you to be at the table ordering from the menu versus being on the menu getting eaten. Okay, I want you to get your book today. I always tell people inside this we have all kind of case studies, like Blockbuster, who could have inquired Netflix, but at the time said no. We have 90% of the market share. We don't need to do that. We're not going digital in that sense. And guess what? Blockbuster is no longer here, but Netflix is. And Netflix is now the number one putting out movies and the on-demand. Think about that. The process of change is now. Don't hesitate. Don't wait. Jump on it right now. All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, y'all. I'm Dominique from Detroit, and you are watching Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon.
Here at the Victory Church, we are a teaching church, and who better to learn from than our very own Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. He's written a book entitled Live Generously. That's right. If you are ready to embrace biblical principles about money and to learn about God's financial management and even about the joys of trusting God through giving, it's time for you to live generously. Get this book today. Purchase it for $20 here at the church, or you can purchase it in ebook form on our website for $14.99. That's right. Go ahead and visit our website, thevictorychurchint.org. You want to get this book if you are ready to go to another level and embrace God's biblical principles about money. Are you unshakable? We know you can't stop the storms of life, but you can discover how to be unshakable. If you're ready to learn how to overcome family challenges, illness, financial stress, and more, you need this book, Unshakable, written by Nelson Searcy. And the foreword was written by our very own pastor prophet, Anthony D. Shannon. Get this book, Unshakable, today for only $20 at the church. And you can also email us at tvci.executiveoffice@gmail.com. Get Unshakable today. It is God's desire that you overcome obstacles, even in less than optimum circumstances. Get these books today to live your best life. And here at the Victory Church, as we say, success is the only option.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, we hope that you're enjoying the show, and we want to let you know that we are grateful for you. From captivating stories to insightful discussions, we value your presence in our community. Now, if you're finding value and joy in what we bring to your screen, we'd like to invite you to consider taking your support a step further. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. We have 3 simple ways for you to give, making it quick and easy for you to send your contributions. The first is Cash App. That's right, $ Anthony D. Shannon. You can send your contribution directly to our amazing host. The second way is to download the VChurch app. Go ahead and download on the Google Play or your App Store and follow the prompts there. The third is Cash App, $ the Victory Church INT. Again, we thank you for your contributions and your support of Leading from the Future with our amazing host, Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. Well, thank you for being an essential part of our journey. Your generosity truly fuels our passion. Now let's get back to the show because more exciting moments await us. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, you're back, and we're back. Listen, with Leading from the Future, I am your host, Dr. Pastor Anthony Shannon. We're here with Dominique Briggs. She's from Detroit, but y'all know she lives in the Chi-Town. Okay, word. Yeah, that's it. She's over there. Y'all been enjoying her. She talked about her 3 Ps, the pause, the process, and the pivot. We're now going to pivot into this Miss Corporate America, Illinois. And, you know, for the national, she was the first runner-up. Wow, she almost took the crown, ladies and gentlemen, for the national crown. Talk to us about this Miss Corporate America, first of all, and what drew you to it?
Okay, so first I got to get my life together. I'm right here. Go my crown.
Okay.
It's one of my
the
crowns.
Queen.
Let's
The
see. We
Queen.
can put a sash on this side for Miss Illinois.
Okay.
Here is my sash for the Miss First Runner Up sash. I could get my Chicago one too. So I'm kidding. I'm not gonna be obnoxious in that regard. But
you got receipts. You got receipts.
Lots of them, and awards from the state and national level. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Last year in January, I decided that the year 2025 was going to be my year of risk taking, and also the year that you were going to see Dominique from Detroit more in the media, so that I could spread the gift that God has given me through Urban Community Alliance. And so I shared this with my community, and they saw the Miss Corporate America Illinois state pageant come across their Instagram timeline and forwarded it to me. Initially, I was going to apply to be Miss Mompreneur, because that is an online platform where you don't have to compete and blah, blah, blah. And I have so much stuff going on. I'm like, I don't have time to do extra things. Like, this seems perfect for me. But then they saw the pageant leg and they're like, Dominique, girl, you are perfect for this. You dress well, you got stage presence, you got all of this, and we're going to help you get all the way to the top. And they did that.
Wow.
So the Miss Corporate America organization is one that highlights women in business that are doing amazing things within the community. And so every person, either they are an entrepreneur, they are a leader within their field, they are working to develop children, whether that's a community center or a variety of things, but we are all movers and shakers, and it gives us the opportunity to highlight our platforms.
And Miss Corporate America is not just looking for beauty. You got to have beauty brains and doing some work, and it's actually got to be actually doing the work. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Many people confuse pageantry with getting in front of or on the stage and walking around in a bathing suit, or saying, I am going to end world hunger. Right? Like, that's, and no shade to those other pageant circuits, because I've been approached from some of them too, and I might do something like that. But what I appreciate about Miss Corporate America is that when I did the state pageant, I had to do a pitch about my business. I was not on there talking about what I wanted to do in reference to, like, 5 years from now in saving homeless or people who are experiencing homelessness. I was talking specifically about the work that my company does and what I was going to use this platform, or how I was going to use this platform to expand that. And I'm really grateful for the opportunities that I've gotten to do just that, in expansion.
And how have you enjoyed the crown? You know, you get it for a year. How have you enjoyed it? And have you gotten a lot of attention when you wear it?
You want me to be honest, or you want me to get my politically correct? For y'all can't see me because I'm sitting down. I am 5'10". I wear heels most of the time. I dress well. I used to be a makeup artist and do hair. So when I walk in a room, like, my presence automatically garners attention, right? So I'm used to that. But when you put on the crown and the sash, it's like people are like, oh my gosh, are you really Miss Illinois? Yes, babe. I'm not just wearing the sash for, like, kicks and giggles. So it has stretched me in the realm of having to always be on when I'm outside, right? Like, when I was at a kickback that one of my friends threw, and he's a prominent figure in the community too, but I just had on a hat and I was trying to be, like, low key in the corner. I stood up and somebody was like, is that Miss Illinois? Are you serious? So it has been a great honor to inspire joy and hope and perseverance in people. It also takes a toll on you energetically because you always have to be on. So, that's my honest experience.
No, that's great. I saw that when you were down in San Francisco, different people wanted to interview you and inquire about it as well. How would someone, ladies maybe listening and going to be watching, if they're interested in, connecting with Miss Corporate America, how do they do that?
So I would say you go to the website first, which is misscorporateamerica.org. And then you will look to see if they have designations available in your state. There are many ways to be a part of the competition, whether it's through a state competition or you apply through other criteria if your state does not have a pageant. But that is the first place. You will go to the website to determine if they have a delegation in your state. Yes. And then you reach out to your people from there.
Wow. Well, there you have it. You heard it from Dominique herself, and she showed you the receipts. Okay. Not to be redundant, but listen, she had to earn that. And no one gave her nothing. Believe that. All right. You had to earn it, and she's earned it very, very well. All right. Now, listen, as we begin to wrap this up, and moving down to these last questions. Dominic, you have, what have you learned? I guess that's how I want to put it. What have you learned from working with over 1,000 educators, right, and young people about the next generation of leaders? What have you learned?
You're asking me all the good questions tonight, Dr. Pastor Anthony. What have I learned from working with all of these people? I think the biggest thing that I've learned, honestly, is a simple lesson. We're all learning the same lessons throughout life. Like literally, there are different pathways that we have to go in order to achieve them, but all of us are looking to achieve very similar goals. And so it makes sense now as a 41-year-old woman, thinking back to my teenage years when all the adults are like, don't try to grow up too fast because adulting is a trap. They didn't say it like that, but adulting is a trap. Stay in a child's place, be a child as long as you can. All of those things that the adults back in the day were trying to teach us as teenagers and young people are still applicable right now. So I would say that is the biggest lesson, is that we're all working towards really the same goals.
Wow, that is so powerful. You talked about motherhood. We didn't talk a lot about it, but how does motherhood or influence your leadership philosophy? Because you've been able to do both.
Yeah, you're trying to make a real G cry on here. Motherhood is a sensitive topic for me because I shared earlier in our interview that my mother was not very present in my life. And so I don't want to say very present. She wasn't present at all. And you don't realize the void that creates within you as you are living life until you decide to be intentional about it because of some of the residual effects that you are seeing. So motherhood is one of my, I would say, honestly, one of my most challenging hats that I have to wear because I am working to mother little Dominique, right? Literally me, little Dominique, while also raising many versions of little Dominique and getting triggered in the process, and I've learned all of these things about the development of the child's mind and adolescent development, all those things. And still sometimes it feels like when you know better, you're supposed to be able to do better, but you can't. Right. So I would say that has been a challenge for me, but how it's influenced my leadership is that I approach it from a very nurturing standpoint. I'm a no-nonsense nurturer with my kids. I'm a no-nonsense nurturer with my clients. I'm a no-nonsense nurturer with my students as well. So what that means is that I'm creating a space where you feel safe to share, how you feel, but you also know that we have to get things done. So I've been working to not parent out of fear, but parent out of wisdom so that I can support people and nurture them into achieving what God has had for them to achieve and not what I believe that success should look like for them.
Wow, that is so powerful. So as a mother and a leader developer, do you find yourself sometime walking vicarious through your children as they're experiencing certain things? You're like, man, I get to experience it too through you because I didn't have that with my mother. So I get to get it with you being your mother.
I think you said it with a smile. You said it with a smile. It's more like, I ain't even had my mama growing up and you got me and you know, so like I am honestly living it through them and with them, but I have to work intentionally to not expect something different from them because their background is different than mine. That's number one. I also have to be intentional about not having resentment build up because you get the opportunity to have both your mom and dad very present with you, helping, supporting. I had to do all of this stuff basically on my own. So like that can build, if you are not emotionally intelligent and self-aware, that can build resentment that turns into contempt, and then it removes the layer of support that you're looking to provide for your children. So I'm very conscious of these things. I don't always get it right, but I do hope that my children know and can say that they mommy always tried. I always try. I come back and repair things that I feel like I might have harm that I may have caused in my triggered state or unaware state if I don't know what's going on in that moment. but because I vowed to be a conscious parent, not necessarily a gentle one. I go back to like make sure that we can repair the damage that may have been caused.
Wow, that's good, because that just triggered this question then, because of everything that you said. I like how you said it too. So how do you personally then stay ahead of these trends while remaining grounded in values while you're mothering?
Yeah, I read a lot.
Mhm.
I have it actually right here because I coach from this book too. It's called The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership by Jim Dethmer, Diana Chapman, and Kaylee Warner Klemp. When I discovered this book, I was running an education nonprofit, and we would pull nuggets to like create our themes for the year. But I realized that these commitments that they talk about in conscious leadership is not just for when you're leading teams, it's for to be a conscious parent, is to be a conscious partner, is to be a conscious business owner in a variety of ways. So I keep my mind fresh by reading, listening to books, staying grounded in the word, because, oh my Lord, what I cannot do in my own strength, having God there with me and Christ being at the center of everything that I do, I can do anything, all things through Christ who strengthens me. So those are really my two go-to points in order to stay ahead of the curve.
Well, I put that book up there one more time and tell the people about it, because it reminded me of the 15 laws of leadership growth from John Maxwell. But this is not that. This is totally different. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. And she got nuggets that keeps her on the cutting edge. All right. So we want to thank Dominique for that. All right. Last thing. What's next for Miss Dominique?
Lots of things are on the horizon. I just launched what is called, drumroll please, the Aligner Accelerator, which is an accountability group for high achieving Black women that may be experiencing identity shifts, burnout, fatigue, but we help to get sugar honey iced tea done. I'm not going to say it because I'm on your podcast, but that's the whole goal, is to help people get things done, specifically high achieving Black women. So I'm very excited about that. I also am working with my daughter. Every year we do an annual project to help people experiencing homelessness called Eva's Holiday Heart Project. I'm going to put it in our group chat soon, Dr. Pastor Anthony. But we're working on that right now to collect items to create care packages for those people on the south and west sides of Chicago that are experiencing homelessness. So that's a big initiative that we take on every year, and we're doing it this month during Black History Month and the month of love.
Wow.
So those are
powerful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now tell people how to contact you on all of your social media information, website, and if they want to do business with you.
Yes. So I'm easy to find. You just got to make sure that you spell my name right. So if you search Dominique from Detroit, DOMONIQUE, all of my social media will come up. The name that you're going to see on there is _Dominique Natasha. That's what I go by online. So you can find me on the social sites there. My business website is www.ucanation.com. So you can either reach out to me via social, because there is a link on my link tree that will allow you to contact me directly, or you can go through the website and send me an email at dbriggs@ucanation.com.
Wow, 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 wow. Where did the time go? Where did it fly? Thank you so much, Miss Dominique Briggs, for being here, our guest on Leading from the Future. Also, thank you for being a part of our virtual summit that we did. Man, you were powerful, outstanding. I tell you, that's what people say. Who is that? Yeah, y'all gonna hear more about her. She's all over the place. Okay, God is pushing her and moving her. Now, are you an author?
I am.
Oh, wow. We didn't talk about your book. People can get your book as well?
Yes. I was trying to see if I had two of them. Usually I have them right here with me.
What's the name of your two books?
Yeah, the first one is called The Container. And it is an independent reflection journal that helps people heal from the things they hide from others. Wow. So you can find that on Amazon by searching The Container by Dominique Natasha. Make sure you spell my name right, and that'll pop up for you. You can see reviews that way as well. And then my second book, as we talked about motherhood being a sensitive topic for me, is a mother-daughter shared journal called I Am My Daughter's Keeper. And that is to help increase connection and resolve conflict between mothers and daughters. That's also available on Amazon.
Wow. Well, thank you for that, Miss Dominique. Please, y'all, go and saturate her. Okay, go and ask her for be her friend, follow her, and all of that good stuff. Buy her books so that you can learn. All right, you can learn. If you're going to lead, you must read. Okay, you got to become a voracious reader. Just think about it. All right, just pick you up one book a month that'll help you, 2 books a month that'll help you, and 3 will take you over the top. All right, go do what you got to do. Thank you again for being our guest. Listen, everybody, want to thank you for always tuning in to Leading from the Future. We always tell you we will never lead from behind. We will always lead from the future. John Maxwell said a leader must know the way and then show the way. We tell you, we want you to lead, we want you to love, and we want you to give. All right. I believe that everyone born is born for a purpose. We want you to find your purpose, because life without purpose is like living life not at all. Find your purpose so you can start living your life, and then you can leave a legacy. All right. Don't forget, we always encourage you. I need 10 of you to sow the seed of $1,000. All right. As we take this around the world. Yes, right. The Word Network, TCT.TV, On Stage Plus, Apple, all of the networks pick it up. And then, of course, all the social media sites, we pick it up as well. Listen, we want you to get this inspirational word from Dominique. She said, Natasha, y'all, come on, go pull her up and do what she do. All right. And then, of course, the ladies that want to be Miss Corporate America, she told you that, get her book. And then, of course, always follow us, Anthony D. Shannon. That's on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Anthony D. Shannon. And then, of course, we need you. If you are a speaker, right? You have a story, you're an author. We're looking for speakers even now for our August event. We always have the Leadership Experience Tour in the first month of August, the first week. And then the last week, we have the Leaders Live Generously Prayer Breakfast of Champions. And we would love to have you on the stage. Why don't you go to the Prayer Breakfast of Champions.com. Sign up. We'd love to check you out, talk to you, and maybe you will be on the next stage. All right. Well, listen, everybody. Hope you enjoyed today. I surely did. She dropped 24 karat gold bars indeed. She gave you some life lessons. And listen, if you're a mother, you know she done hooked you up. All right. All right. So listen, as I always tell you, come on up here to the top, because it's lonely up here. Ain't too many people up here. All right. Don't stay down there. That's where everybody's at. Come on up to the top. I'll see you when I see you at the top. God bless you. God keep you. That's my prayer. Peace.
Thank you for joining us on another incredible episode of Leading from the Future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon. We've had an amazing journey exploring visionary leadership and inspiring insights. If you're passionate about sharing your story and ideas on our show, we'd love to have you as a guest. Simply reach out to us via email at thevictorychurchint@gmail.com. To ensure the continued success of our channel, we warmly invite you to contribute. We're seeking 10 generous individuals to donate $1,000 each, as well as 10 contributors with a gift of $526, and 10 supporters donating $224.24. Every donation, regardless of the amount, makes a significant impact. However, as a token of our gratitude, each contributor will receive a personalized prophetic word and an exclusive ebook. You can contribute through 3 convenient ways. The first is Cash App. That's right, $Anthony D. Shannon, or $The Victory Church INT. You can also download the V Church app. Search for us on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Follow the prompts and make your contribution. Whether you contribute $1,000 or any amount, every donation makes a difference. Go ahead and support us today. For more information and to stay connected, please visit leaderslivegenerously.com. We appreciate your support in advancing our mission. Well, thank you for being a part of this incredible community. Join us again next time as we lead from the future with Dr. Pastor Prophet Anthony D. Shannon.